last week, but who remembers what we did well enough 2 weeks ago to recap it for us?
Previously on D&D.
Well, I think all we did last week was sorry, I had to leave early. We had to, or we got in here, we killed some bugbears that were here. We killed them in like one round, so I don't remember much about that. And then there was a troop of people that were coming down this way. That's about where I left.
Yeah. Notably not bugbears.
Yeah,
um,
bugbears,
they
some sort of
were
animal.
quadrupedal tentacleoid creatures that could communicate telepathically.
But we killed them
And
before they talked to us, so
yeah, you guys really murdered them pretty good. And
yeah.
then I think you left, but there was a servant, a Kuotoan mage person named Galilip, who was leading a slave-drawn cart of corpses to this burial grove, and
He tried to blip away.
the they were attempting to mass bury a bunch of humanoid and Kuotoan corpses from somewhere, and you guys beat the bejesus out of him, and he had a really bad day full of, I think, 3 critical failures, no hits at all. I don't think I managed to touch no one and do nothing
And
for 4 rounds.
Oni took some
so
damage.
he just died.
They left him specifically at 1 hit point so that
Mhm.
this morning he might be interrogated. But like this day, it was a comedy of errors from the perspective of the person playing Galilip, because it was just real rough.
Oh dear.
So I think we'll pick it up there. Does anybody? Who do we want to award our inspiration token for this session?
You, because apparently you needed it last week.
No joke. I was never gonna ask for one, but seriously, like, this is gonna be
And
really
that's
awesome,
how we all
both because
die.
it's powerful and because it'll sort of like dovetail, like, or rather telegraph, like the sort of emotional core of what this fight is supposed to be about. I'm like, all I gotta do is land it, and all Megan has to do is roll an 8 or higher, and I win. Like, it's easy. What are the chances of that? Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! 3 times in a row, I couldn't get any of it to work. So
I mean, Amon finished it off with that fantastic double crit, so I feel like
Oh, I forgot about
There you
that.
go.
That was
that was
legit.
it.
that was an excellent closing to the session.
And I didn't even kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And my ability saving throw of 1.
Yeah, you did have a really rough session.
To avoid hold person.
Nice.
1.
Oh dear. I'm looking up at the rolls. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he got wrecked. Basically one of those kind of fights where, like, if I just let you guys do it by narration and you just tell me what you want to do, dice be not even used, this is the result. The fight played out exactly that way. All right. While we wait for Zach, I know. Oh, he's logging in.
Yeah,
Maybe
he's
we'll
getting
wait.
situated.
There he is.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry, guys. Try to get here as
All
quick as good.
That's
No, you
good.
did great. Did you work through the night, or did you just get a room last night and wake up at the casino and drove home?
Got off at about 3:30 last night, and then stayed at the casino. They got us a room.
Oh,
Very
that's
cool.
what we thought. Oh, I'm so sorry.
But you're done now, right? Yesterday was the last
Yeah.
day of the party.
Yep.
Very
Yep.
cool. Well, welcome
Wait,
back.
don't miss those nights of you driving home at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Neither do I terribly.
Speaking of which, we're getting. Are we live or what? I don't want to get into other
We
stuff.
are, but tell you what.
Oh, never mind.
I'm gonna temporarily mute.
quote for posterity somewhere down the road.
Nice.
And we're back.
Nice.
I feel like there's a possible world where we play like a Never Have I Ever, and I'll say that this is a thing Mark has said, and everyone will go, no.
No.
Yep. It's not in context, but he absolutely has.
Nice. What did I miss while I was late to the
We
game?
were doing our session recap. I nominated Amon for the inspiration token for his 2 amazing back-to-back crits that closed out the session.
Nice.
Getting our doodad to... I didn't know his name. Daplop? What's his name?
I'm very. Who do you think is named Daplop?
This guy. What was his name? Glop
Well,
Glop?
it's Glop Glop now. It was Gallylip before, but
Gallylip.
I like Glop Glop. Glop Glop of the Juby Forest.
So this guy's name is Gallylip. And we went over the combat. And...
So I didn't miss much.
Nope. We were
haven't
just
really
doing
started.
the
It was
recap,
mostly recap and
so we could pick
Oh.
up. Who wants
And
to
whining.
talking about our router situation.
Who wants to pilot
Whining about routers,
Renan? Yeah, whining about routers. Who wants to pilot Renan?
She loves it when I do it. I'll do it.
She does love it when you do it. You should also put that in there. That should also be for posterity.
She loves it when I do it. My coffee table book. That's what she said.
Yeah, that's definitely the name of your coffee table book.
I like this. This can be the theme of the day. All right.
So you through. I'm gonna call it officially a comedy of errors on Gallylip's part. Certainly not the way he imagined this evening going when he sat out from wherever he sat out from.
I do feel
see
bad for the
him on
guy.
Map.
He should be somewhere. We drew
Where
him through
is
the
he?
portal.
I know. I expected him to be up here by the green.
There,
Oh,
he was
I see.
right
I see.
under.
I see.
Yeah.
The first
I
thing
was
I do
hiding
is
behind Renan.
because you guys like Russian nesting dolls.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure that we had him.
Yeah. There's a world where I think even in a fair fight you were still going to beat him, but what happened didn't seem terribly fair to him.
Just messed
We
up.
caught him off guard. He was surprised.
Yes.
He did not expect to see anybody.
The fear gas clouds are dissipating, but still gently lingering in the air. The mist has been completely dispelled from the area because of the persistent daylight spell that's still shining brightly. A dazed, confused, and horribly battered and beaten Gallylip is on his knees, still bound by the magic of the hold person spell. Choking
You're welcome.
blood and trying to adjust himself to what small measures of comfort can be maintained whilst held person and beaten within an inch of your life. He just looks at you, angry but more confused. Like, did anybody get the license plate of that truck? Your foe was vanquished before you. What do you want to do?
Oni wants to check the bodies in the cart and see if we recognize anybody. While Hoppy is holding Glop Glop in place.
Am
You're
I
gonna have to
holding him
write
in
down his
place,
name,
or
I'm
am
not gonna remember
No,
it.
I like Glop Glop of the Jujube Forest.
Gallylip?
Gallylip.
Of the Jujube Forest.
Okay.
Should I not I don't remember what was going on when he came into the picture, so do you want me to interrogate him? I can try and pick him up and intimidate him and make him pee his pants, try and find out what he's doing out here.
We definitely need to do that.
Let me resolve in order. If you want to prepare questions in your mind, let's jump to Oni's wanting to take a peek at the cart.
I also want to check the slave people that he was being mean to.
Sure. They are cowering and have not left far from the cart. The the two in the front are still bound to it.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that were pushing it from the rear are close by at hand, sort of like hiding in the shadows to wait to see whether you're friend or foe. Like, are you liberators who have freed them, or are you just now new masters?
Mm-hmm.
And they're not sure what to make of that.
Ooh.
So like they don't want to be chased
Got a
any
grotto.
further, but they're also, terrified. They are visibly abused, either because this person beat them or just because slaves in this culture are just not well maintained and they have very physical jobs. If their job is to load a corpse cart and push it through the jungle, you're going to get a little beat up.
Do they have any of those tentacle wounds?
They don't seem to.
Okay.
Like
then
in a bad, disheveled way, but not.
Approach them with open hands in the least intimidating posturing she can study and
That's
speak in a
gorge
soft
dripping from
voice
you.
and just say.
Would you sing with arms wide open?
Oh, there you go.
Just say, "We mean you no harm."
We can do that today because Michelle's not here.
Speaking of, I just saw a video where it was arms wide open, or it was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in the tune of Arms Wide Open.
Oh.
Yes.
That's a thing.
It was pretty good. It is pretty good. Sorry.
They recoil at first, because despite your feminine form, like
They saw
you
me
are,
just kick some ass. It's
you
good.
are a beast. Like you're a very large, very imposing, Fear-erection maybe is the correct like.
Wow.
Can't just call a lady big.
I like her, but also she's gonna hurt me, and maybe I'm okay with that. But yes, like in a world where like there are little elves on the shelf that you're just gonna like pick up and put on your shoulder, they eventually not warm, but are at least not cowering anymore. But you can tell that they are trained isn't the right word, but maybe like submissive enough just from experience that none of them make eye contact, but they do stand uniformly, mostly upright, but with their eyes down at their own feet. Sort of wait for you to do whatever you're going to do to them. The other thing you wanted to do was look at the cart.
Look at the cart.
Would you like to do any other interacting with the slaves first?
I'm not going to get too close to the cart. I imagine that Renan is probably going to be. Usually, when we're around timid people, she's the one that goes in to talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to get too close to the cart.
Are there any children? She likes to go to the children's.
They're not. Unfortunately, they are all 6 of them men.
Okay.
Oh, she don't care a shit then.
No, she may not. Okay. And they didn't respond to me at all when I said that we mean them no harm.
Just in that you thought there was a chance they were going to bolt. That seems less likely now.
Okay.
But I mean, you have to imagine from their perspective that this guy, if he gets free, is going to beat them for not jumping to his aid. And there's a real world scenario where you're here to kill him and possibly them, so they're not.
Okay. I'm going to ask the ones that are lashed to the cart if I can approach to free them from their trappings.
The youngest one, who is apparently also the boldest, just puts his, manacled hands up in the air to show you the bindings that tether both his hands together to the cart, and, looks you dead in the eye, a thing that the others aren't prepared to do.
Then
one of them even tries to, shush and, hey, don't get involved.
I'll make a move to free him.
If you want to just use your hands and pull the links of chain apart in your bare hands, you're able to do that. Once you do that, all of the slaves that are bound to the cart are now freed. The other ones in the back are still have manacles that attach their hands to each other, one left hand to right hand, but nobody's connected to the cart anymore. One link bound them all, so you've freed them. If they want to run into the woods, they can.
Okay.
But they all just kind of mill about.
Once free, I'm going to let them know. We know of a settlement nearby where you can find safe harbor if you don't wish to return to the city, but we would very much appreciate if you could answer some questions for us. No one will hurt you in exchange for that information, and then we will see you back to the village, if that's where you choose to go.
The youngest one, who, just a day or two over the age of being an adult, tells you that he's grateful for being freed, but doesn't. What do you need from him? He doesn't think he has anything he could tell you that would be helpful.
we've become aware of people being taken from the city and others having their memories altered so that they forget that they existed. And we've come to find out who is doing that and put an end to it. We think that some of the bodies that you've brought here may be some of these victims who have been erased from time and memory. And we want to know where the bodies came from. Where did you collect them to put them in this cart?
He tells you that the master commands them to move the cart through various networks of these jungle trails all about this forested area, but he says the jungle here reforms itself. He can't explain it. He's having difficulty trying to articulate a fact that you already know, that the landscape here is mutable, but claims to know very little else beyond that. His lack of information doesn't seem evasive to you, Oni, with your passive perception. It seems more like
he just doesn't know.
Or that something is maybe even intentionally clouding his mind. But like it's not that he doesn't know and isn't willing to tell you. It's that like he doesn't know because he doesn't know. And much the same like that an amnesia victim, like if you find somebody in a car accident who's like doesn't remember who they are, you can be like, well, what did you have for breakfast? And the answer will be, I don't know, actually. Like that he can answer honestly that he doesn't know, but you can see it in his own eyes where he feels like maybe he should know.
Renan then asks, but where do you get the bodies from?
And that helps deepen the well of he doesn't know, but you can see that like that doesn't make sense. That he knows he was walking through the forest pushing a cart of corpses, but like you can see him trying to do the connected dots math of, well, yeah, I had breakfast.
Right.
And then we were pushing the cart through the forest.
Are they wearing anything, like any jewelry or anything that looks like it could be mind altering, or?
They are each of them wearing the manacles and leg irons, and they each wear a small band of rolled silver around their necks. It looks like just a collar to help attach the chains of bondage to them, although in this instance no chain is connecting to anybody's torque, the name for the piece of metallic jewelry around a neck. Not to be confused with torque.
Sorry to interrupt the game, but Mathis would like to say hi. Do you guys mind?
No.
Okay. Come here, bud.
Hi.
Hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
How goes it?
Mathis is going to guest star as Glop Glop for this session.
Nice.
Glop glop of the Jujube Forest.
Exactly.
Well, I got a Lego train set with so many pieces.
Amazing.
Nice.
How many? Like 10? Or more than 10?
Did you get?
It's a working train.
It's a working train? Did you build it?
Yeah. Yeah?
Awesome. Are you putting it around your Christmas tree?
No, we haven't got it yet.
Oh, you haven't got it yet. I see. When are you going to get it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I have 2 advent calendars. One's Lego and one's chocolate.
Amazing.
Don't get those confused.
No, that'd be bad. Did you open it today?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Already.
I forgot to open my advent calendar today. I'll
Oh,
have to do that when we're done playing.
okay. Why don't you just open it right now?
Well, that's a good plan. I will do that while you're saying hello.
Mathis, are your fingernails painted?
Yeah.
What color? I can't really tell.
Purple, green, and in the light red, and in the light blue too.
Wow.
Cool.
Like different, is that one color on each finger, or is it like a prismatic color that looks like a bunch of different colors?
Like in the light, it's red, blue, and green, and in the dark, it's green and purple.
Ooh, that's fun. Have you ever seen nail polish that changes color based on temperature or your mood?
No?
Pretty fun. You should look into that. Do you paint your nails yourself, or does mom or dad help you with it?
My mom.
Fun.
Wait, wait. I'm gonna tell my mom something.
Okay. Goodbye,
Bye.
Mantis.
He got in his advent calendar. He got a hot dog stand and a banana peel, and so he's been laughing about all the funny Legos he's getting out of his advent calendar.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah. So. Okay, sorry. I was listening, but he came over and was talking to me, so he wanted to say
When
hi.
we started, this was going to be a family-based little ones game.
Yeah.
I was gonna show him my painted nails, but
Oh,
I came on too late.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah. I usually have them painted more often than
Caleb,
not.
now do you paint them yourself, or did your mom or
My-
dad help you?
My mom also helps me. Yeah.
Nice.
Is there a way to make the little videos bigger so when he comes in, he can actually see you guys?
Yeah, from the cogwheel in the upper right-hand corner under video settings, you can choose avatar size to be like names only, small, medium, or large. I want to say is the.
Small, regular,
Okay,
large.
there we
Zoom in.
go. Yeah, okay, that helps. Next time I'll do that. So, see, I have you at small, so I can use up the rest of the screen. So, anyway, okay. We were talking to the folks, and we were asking them about.
Well, Draco here. It wants to cast, detect magic. See if we can kind of see if something's blocking any of that stuff. Like the necklace or the thing around the what's holding him down.
Oni's gonna motion Draco over and then introduce him to the people and ask if they would give him permission to provide them medical aid, because he can just roll medicine. And then Brennan can maybe work on getting their manacles off in case the manacles are part magic while you're doing your scans.
Okay. You just got to be careful how you tell Draco to give people AIDS.
Tree aids.
There's some
That's the
trees
thing.
out there that are very unhappy. Renan is easily. These are crude manacles. It doesn't even require a roll on her part to remove the bondage items. Draco, as soon as you activate your detect magic, you see the world through that sort of magical lens. There's the lingering areas where the fear gas is still just about to dissipate into normal air that you see as kind of like, splattered pixie dust bombs of latent magic. You see all of the expected magic items on yourself and your companions, but each of the 6 slaves looks entirely inert. Even the bindings and their torques are non-magical, except in their eyes, instead of seeing the pupil in the iris like you would normally see, instead it's just a roiling cloud that looks kind of like a dark storm, like dark billowing clouds with white undulation and the occasional like spark of lightning.
Oh. Okay. The one that we've been talking to, I'm going to see if I can dispel the magic then in his eyes.
Is that utilizing the spell dispel magic?
Yep. There you go.
I actually have to check the level of the spell. And Roll20 is not loading. Okay, it is not instantly dispelled. Uh,
Did he have any reactions though to me trying to dispel it?
no, he's willing to let you try, and I think if I'm reading this correctly, you have to make a spellcasting check equal
Yes.
to 15.
That's it.
It is a 5th level spell that is afflicted them.
So what do I roll for that?
It'll be a 20-sided die plus your proficiency plus your spellcasting modifier. So, like, if you have a spell attack roll, that should be the same numbers. Or an Arcana check, as long as you don't have double proficiency somewhere.
There's Arcana, so then it'd be +4, and then what was the other thing? It was proficiency bonus and...
It'll be int plus proficiency plus a 20-sided die. So I think
And I can give
Arcana,
him guidance too, which is a D4.
the roll of the 3, I think, is what sunk this particular ship.
The what? Sorry, it broke up.
So, in your case, instead of...
I didn't get it, basically. I got 13.
You got technically 14 because it should be wisdom instead of int
Okay.
for this particular function, but we can reverse engineer the math. And I think Caleb can give you a D4, but I think that only gets you to 14 best case, which is one shy of the number you needed.
Yeah.
Unless
So.
I'm missing something.
No,
We are at the
I didn't get it, so let's go.
inspiration roll, or it has failed.
It has failed. That's fine.
Okay. You reach out with your druidic magic, trying to purge this effect, but it's really sticky. You get to a point where you can just about banish it out of them. You feel yourself trying to flare in power and magnitude to literally burn this infection out of their minds, but it keeps resiliently returning, and you hit that tipping point of more power. Oh, well, no, maybe not, because any more and I could potentially kill them.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Right.
in light of not wanting to kill the host, it seems like
The
you
wise
can
thing to do
burn
is
out
just...
this particular affliction without hurting them.
Right. But I let my teammates and them know that you appear to have, something blocking you. Working on...
From your perspective, you being able to see that storm, it's like you looking through their eyes into their mind. You've not seen this effect specifically before enough that you could recognize it, but this kind of enchantment, and based on the purple and dark blue colors involved in the magic, this feels like a spell that is designed to control a mind or modify a memory.
Which makes sense of why they can't remember where they've been and what they're doing.
That does jive, yep.
Okay, another one, since I'm also here, I'm going to see if I can do any healing on them. So here's my medicine. I'm pretty good at medicine.
You're pretty good at medicine. Too bad you're not that good at our wisdomy things.
Yeah.
They allow you to dress their wounds, apply balms and wraps to anywhere where the manacles have chafed skin. You do a good job of patching them up, and there's that sort of I think people who don't get it regularly miss that human contact of just being touched by someone that doesn't want to hurt you, and that in and of itself is very soothing and comforting.
I'm freaking them out at the same time, I bet. Especially since, I'm me.
I'm gonna say, surprisingly, because your cracked skin bleeds magma, normally that's off-putting to a lot of people, but I think for whatever reason they are less scared of you than they are of Oni. Maybe because you're smaller in their world, less scary just by virtue of your size. Or maybe just it's a cold jungle night, and the warmth of your just naturally fiery form is actually, in this instance, a boon rather than a bane. But they don't seem to be scared by you.
You ran in. I'm not intimidating, or I can help. Wait, I do want to be intimidating. Damn it! Never mind.
I'm not as dumb as I think you think I thought I was once.
Exactly. I think. All right,
Question.
so
Oni, you also. Sorry, go ahead.
sorry, I was gonna say we go. I think we should probably try to let them go, but then again, they're gonna get lost out here. So what should we do?
Question. Did you look at the... Well, one, are you going to tell us about what you saw?
Me? Yeah, I basically told everyone
Okay.
that, hey, you guys are,
Okay.
stuck in-
Did you check the dude that we fought also? See if he had the same thing.
no, because
But the spell, I think, has a 10-minute duration. So if you want to look at him, you can.
Sure, I'll take a stroll on over there after I'm done helping these guys out.
He does not have the same magical effect in his eyes. He has a leather-bound tome that he wears around his waist in like a kind of like a giant book holster, and that book itself is magical or emanates with multiple schools of aura. And he has a potion tucked in the small of his back between his waistband and his shirt that you can also see glows. Nothing else though.
Okay, so best to go ahead and loot him.
If you take it, you can have Unknown Potion and Galley Lips Spellbook.
Sounds perfect. Hey,
Glop's journal.
hey, Hoppy, you want a mysterious potion?
I dare you to drink it.
No, he'll do it. You're muted, Marco.
I said if you think it's a good idea, I'm not a smart man.
I say we take it into get a praise later.
Okay. Only one of the other things you had asked was to look at the contents of the cadaver cart.
Yes.
Without doing like anything distasteful, your best guess on count is approximately 20 humanoid bodies, a mix of Kuatoan and humans. Your best guess without literal head counting. There are 2 instances where the bodies are not whole, so it makes counting even harder. I don't know how to say this in a indelicate way. There's nobody that you recognize that's what we would call important. Right. No major characters that you've had significant interactions with, but just by virtue of having lived and walked in the city for the last 4 or 5 days, you see faces that you're like, oh hey, that's that guy from that thing. Or he was in line behind me at the tavern that one night when I fell down. Mm-hmm. Fell in quotes on that table. There are just as many faces that you've never seen, but there are a couple that you recognize as having been denizens of the Wandering Oasis.
Okay. Was I aware of them being missed? And that young lady that we were looking for from the bar, she's not among them?
He is not. And there's not a person in this specific example that is someone you knew that other people have forgotten that you have now found the body of. Which would have been a great find, but...
Unless they just went missing tonight, and when we go back tomorrow, they'll be...
That's true. And there's also the possibility that has happened, but you have also forgotten them. So some of the bodies that you don't recognize could very well have been people you have met and forgotten.
Do we have any way to, take sketches? We can't take a picture, but can we draw sketches? Does anyone have any art skill? That's
gonna be a long time.
Of the faces?
For 20 plus bodies.
Draw me like one of your French girls.
You don't have a magic spell that can somehow preserve them? Well, I guess we can just take the bodies with us to
Poppy
the village.
can just cut the heads off and put them in a sack.
I was going to say,
we're not going to
skin their faces off.
Excuse me, do you know this man?
Okay.
Do you know this man?
Let's plan on taking the cart with us. Is it Am I strong enough that I can move the cart myself without asking them for help? I don't want to rely on the slaves.
Indelicately, with or without corpses in it.
With corpses in it, we are taking them with us so that they can have proper burial rites according to their customs.
I think we should head up the road more where they came from to see if we could find. We leave them off to the side here possibly, and.
Well, I am worried that the bodies will go missing, and I also assume that the forest has already changed its shape, so we're not going to be able to follow the exact pathing that they took to get to us.
Possible. If only we had a highly skilled ranger. The answer to your question directly is you could, Oni, if that was like literally all you were doing.
Okay.
It would take most of your considerable strength. You could do it.
I don't want to leave them because they are our proof that this nefarious activity
got a
is
Hoppy.
taking place.
I bet a Hoppy could do it.
We do, but Hoppy's going to have to secure that dude. I just wanted to make sure that we didn't have to ask. I'm not moving it right now, but I wanted to make sure we didn't have to ask.
The dude's doesn't need to be secured right now. He's got 1 hit point and he's got a hold spell on him. So he can't move anywhere.
That's true. The hold spell
Oh.
will keep him.
How long does a hold spell hold him?
Actually, it is a
Okay.
concentration thing, but
All right, it's Amon and Hoppy now with our.
Oh, it's only
interviewing.
1 minute, and it is concentration. So, not much longer without recasting.
Okay, well,
Sorry,
then I'm going
I
to
have
tie
a-
him up.
And
I have a
Griffin.
child yelling in my ear.
Is that
What do you need me to do? Only mildly. Is there something I need to do for the party?
I was just saying that Draco and Renan and Oni have now dealt with the slaves and the cart, so it's up to you and Hoppy for your interrogation.
interrogation
Oh,
or
interrogation.
uses the ranger skills to
To go
navigate us.
Mhm.
You
Get him to start tripping balls.
see if he'll start talking.
Back where the cart came from. It's up to you. I think those are the two options.
He
I-
has not spoken. He's kind of just like spit blood and, groaned and grunted. Obviously, he's upset about the way his night has gone. Obviously, he's upset that he wasn't able to escape. You can try asking him a question, or you can just start beating him.
I'm going to tie him to the immovable rod, like hanging up in the air.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try to intimidate him into telling us why he's here and why he has these corpses.
I'm just contemplating the question for a moment, and then I will have you make a roll. Go ahead and roll your intimidation check.
Shouldn't have been with advantage, sorry, but 19.
He tells you that it is his job to dispose of the corpses. He brings them here to bury them.
Where did the corpses come from?
He looks at you like that should be an easily understood thing, and you get like the moron eye roll, and he
I get that a lot.
thinks about saying something like your mother's butt, but like looking at the size of you and how poorly it's gone for him tonight, he decides to not say that, and instead just sort of motions over his shoulder back towards the Oasis. From the Oasis, he says out loud.
Are you killing them? Give me a reason not to set you on fire.
He sheepishly, demurs and just says, "No, I don't kill them. I don't hurt them. I don't hurt anyone. I do only as I am bade
By who?
by my queen."
What spell is on your slaves?
He is surprised that you would know that and doesn't again, doesn't want to offend you, given his precarious position and your enormous size, but doesn't think you'd understand.
Okay. Does he say anything or just demurs?
He can give you the words of the spell, but they are in the Coatoan language and have an arcane inflection that just kind of echoes in your ear.
Okay. I know that because Draco had mentioned it to us, so I was hoping that Draco would be able to get more from it.
I get you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Nice.
It
really is bad for this guy.
As he was telling you the name of his spell, which seemed to go on for a long time. This must be a spell with a very lengthy name.
Mhm.
You had this like weird moment where you felt like sort of like falling asleep at the wheel in a car, where you have this moment of like, oops, I just lost track of time. How long was I not paying attention? And you have this like vague sense of all of a sudden everything that makes sense to you in your whole life just rushes back into your mind, and you have this very firm idea of exactly who you are and who your friends are and why you're here and what you're doing. But for like a moment, that almost felt tenuous, like maybe you didn't have those understandings. A very weird moment, like I said, just kind of like that drowsing off at the wheel where, no, I'm awake. Wait, how long was I asleep? Okay, now I've got everything. Everything's back together now.
Can I recognize that he tried to put that spell on me?
Because it doesn't require a somatic component, and because you asked him for the name of the spell, and because you're not terribly perceptive, I'm going to say no.
Good, because I was gonna pull a Chewy on him, rip his leg off, and beat him to death with it.
Yeah, I think it would be fine if you wanted to like ask somebody else. It would be easy for you to uncover that that's what happened, but like just the two of you talking, I'm not sure how you would know.
I'm gonna ask Draco if he heard the spell name, if he knew what it was.
Draco, make a perception check for me. Please.
There you go. Sorry, my mic was muted.
No, you're good. It was distant, but when Hoppy asks you to come over and identify the spell, you don't really recognize what was being said, half because it was probably in Coatone, which you do not speak. But as a spell chucker yourself, you certainly recognize the haunting melodic cadence of the pronunciation of arcane runes. The verbal quality of spells has, to people who are in the know, a very, very, very distinctive sound.
Mm-hmm.
And so while he may have been saying the name of a spell out loud, he was also casting a spell.
So, Hoppy. Well,
Mm-hmm.
actually, I look at the team. Do we want to... No, we don't want to kill this guy, do we? He only got one hit point.
Did you just try and cast that spell on me?
I didn't, but he did.
I'm gonna ask him. Did you just try and do that?
Galley Lip says, "Yes, I did. And I command you now to kill him," looking at Draco.
And then I just punch the guy. just not, just enough to knock him back out. I just got one hit point, so it's just enough to...
He may or may not be certain that it worked, and Draco just knocks him out.
Okay. I guess I'll have to settle for that. Okay, I guess that's all I have.
He goes limp in his bindings, hung by the immovable rod. Still breathing, but unconscious.
I'm going to take him down and throw him on the pile of corpses, and I figure we'll take him along with us until he wakes up. No, I'm going to bury him in the corpses, except for his head, just so we can see when he wakes up.
Is that moving the corpses aside or digging into them?
Moving them aside.
One small person inside of a large person?
he deserves that, but
Like at some point in D&D, with enough superhuman strength and various humanoids of different sizes, there's a real world possibility when you say you want to bury him in a corpse, that's possible.
Right.
no. Bury him in the pile of corpses, but I want to be able to tell when he wakes up.
Okay. Moving some bodies gently aside, you're able to put Gallylip in the corpse cart and then you sort of just sandbag pack around him.
Okay.
What is the plan now? You have an unconscious captive, a cart of dead things, 6 freed slaves, and the sun is a few hours from rising.
If we're not going back to the village, I would like to take everything with us.
So we're not going back to the village?
I said if we're not. I'd like to take the slaves and the bodies to the village. The slaves for safekeeping and the bodies for documentation of some way, right? And then the proper burial. We know that this is a sacred Croatoan burial area, so this is probably not where we should put them. And we need to notify the families.
Well, here we got some issues, though. Okay. We know this is a cover-up from the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we bring a cart full of bodies, guess who's the blame's going to get thrown on?
We're not taking them to the city, though. We're taking them to that little village of people who have left the city.
But don't we need to also get to the city in time before the sun rises so that way people don't forget about us?
We have that mark, so we have the proper identification. Even if they do forget about us, they'd have to address the fact that we're carrying one of their most honorable.
So we want to take this to the village nearby, and then
if you want to try to follow the path, we can take that guy with us, and because we still have the little Croatoan that led us here, right?
Just wanting to name the two places so we don't get city confused.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Sorry, what was the other question?
We still have that little Croatoan that led us here from the village, from the city of refuge. So we can take him back, and then we can bring Gallylip with us to try to go back to the original location in the forest once we've delivered everybody else to the city of refuge, because we're closer to that, right? And then if you wanted to follow the path that they originally came from, we would just have to come back here.
Right.
And see if Gallylip will take us the rest of the way.
What does Amon and Hoppy have to say? That sounds like a good idea to me.
I think that's good. I want to make sure that this dude can't mess with anybody.
Yep.
So, do we need to... Yeah, do we need to gag him, or... I guess since he tried to do the spell on me, I'm going to insist that he's gagged too. Even though now he's...
While we're walking, can Draco continuously keep hold person on him?
I don't want to keep draining spell slots, though.
Oh, it's an actual spell slot, not a
slot per
cantrip.
minute.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
No, I don't want to do that. Can he cast spells without speaking out loud, Draco? Is that how magic works?
Some people can.
Well, if we bind his hands, he won't be able to use ingredients to cast spells.
Right.
Which are largely used. And if we...
In the world of spellcasting, the acronym, or no, it's not really an acronym, but the letters are VSM. Spells will have either a verbal, somatic, or material component to them. Some require all three, but none require none without specialized training.
What is somatic?
Movement. Being able to gesture or flex or point.
So we bind
Finger
his hands.
waving.
Gag him.
We bound his hands, gag him.
And that should be good.
And we already took his stuff, yeah.
Yep.
And we tie him to Hoppy somehow to make sure.
Well, the immovable rod in the corpses pile.
There are specialized sorcerers who have trained in the ability to cast spells in the absence of those three things, but that talent is exceedingly rare.
Okay.
It is
And-
unlikely that random guy in the jungle has that power.
Okay. We should also take any supplies that he's got with him, potions and other things. So I'm gonna empty his
did.
pockets.
Draco already confiscated that.
Fabulous. All right, then let's head back to the City of Refuge so that we can get these people to safety. So we followed a shadowy thing that was making noise out here.
Mhm.
Did we encounter that? I don't remember. Is that what we first
Yeah,
thought?
It was the thing that led you to the graves and sunk into the dirt, almost prompting you to dig it up.
Okay.
We'd never I don't think quantified exactly what it was, but
But we
since
found
you've
those little
uncovered
things.
the corpses, you haven't seen the shadows again.
Okay.
Okay.
All
To the
right.
City of Refuge.
To the City of Refuge.
Stupid Roll20, you ruin everything. It takes forever to think. Here's the refuge. They're all asleep. It's the dead of night still, and no one ventures out into the jungle as a matter of course. So you all tromping through the dark in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock in the morning, just a few hours before sunrise, pushing a giant cart of dead things, has woken the small city. There's their call to alarm and action. You hear the call go out in both Common and Coatoan. To arms! To arms! There's
I have
a
'em.
ragtag group of 4 or 5 people who are the security force of Refuge, muster themselves at the city's entrance. As you emerge from the jungle on the path that leads you into the city proper down by the dock, you just see this ragtag group assembled, prepared to repel boarders.
I'm scared.
We're gonna let our Coatoan friend step forward and see what his reception is with those people. Do they remember him?
They do.
Excellent.
And you. They're just
Good.
not in terribly comfort. They're not terribly comforted by what you're pushing.
And who is the leader? Because we should.
The leader of what?
Of the city.
Cyril the Elder.
Cyril. So we'll ask him to fetch Cyril, because I only want to explain this once.
His name is Cyril Figgis.
Cyril Figgis.
He was awake but still in his home. He's dragged out in the cold of night to you and wants to know why and what and why and also what.
We got more villagers for you.
We'll give him a rundown, introduce him to the prisoners, or not the prisoners, the freed slaves, and ask if
The intern.
if he would give them refuge and boarding, and I'm happy to cover that cost if needed so that they can get some supplies and rest. And
He
food.
tells you as you first arrived here, all are welcome in refuge.
Excellent. Next, we found them shuttling this cart of bodies, and we are concerned that they were going to get buried in shallow graves like we had identified in the forest. So we want to ensure that these bodies are first cataloged if you have an artist that can render faces, so that we know, since there's no identification with these bodies, so that we can find their families, and then we want to ensure that they get proper burials once that process has been done, and we trust that his villagers can take care of that after the sun rises, if we can entrust them with that duty. And we will be back for the sketches after we go back into the forest and investigate in the direction that the cart came from and see if we can identify where these bodies came from with this guy. And then I'm just going to elbow what's his name real hard in the head.
Galilip.
Galilip. Glop,
Glop,
glop.
glop.
Glop, glop of the Jujube Forest. Cyril is more than happy to take in the refugees. Refuge is a city for all. All are welcome, and the jungle will provide. That's not a problem. He's a little concerned that you're out at night, and even if you haven't died, he doesn't like the cart of corpses. Not only is that an ill omen for him and his villagers, he doesn't want them here. He says, superstitions aside, there's just the practical matter of this much dead flesh attracting unwanted predators near an establishment. We can't have 20 rotting corpses sitting outside my difficult to defend city full of women and children. You must take that somewhere else. He tells you that Jala, the apothecary, in a previous life before coming to the Oasis, was an artisan. There's the possibility that if you were to treat with her, she might be able to draw some of the faces. He doesn't know how willing she'd be to participate, but she's the most likely. She is the one most likely to have the talents required.
Then please summon her so that we can discuss this. It is unacceptable that these bodies lay lost and forgotten in the forest in times like these.
He doesn't disagree with you. Just hopes that you'll take his practical concern seriously. Jala, who you've met before, is the woman who also collects all the flotsam and jetsam that washes down from the waterfall and sells it in her junk shop. Tells you that she is willing to do her best, that she's not terribly comfortable around corpses, but if you can clean them up and lay them out, you can do her best version of trying to draw them on vellum for you. And perhaps while she does that, you'd consider perusing the items in her shop.
Of course.
In her other life, art came with a commission.
Yeah, we can look. I don't know if we have any money left, but we can look.
We got a great
Sure on her
potion.
Oh yeah, could we ask her about the potion?
Almost assuredly you could.
I asked her about the potion.
She tells you that she'll have to bring it into her shop. If you're willing to follow her, she can identify it very easily.
And do just that.
Okay. She tells you that this is rare and powerful and is concerned where you got it.
Blub Blub had it.
She tells you that were you to imbibe this potion, it would render you invisible.
Oh!
It's a potion of invisibility.
My eyes are extra greedy, and then Rin pokes me and says, "Mine," and takes it from me.
She doesn't need a potion of invisibility. She can already go invisible whenever she wants.
That's true.
So do we want to just sell it?
No, we definitely want to keep it.
You know who doesn't go invisible very easily?
Hoppy.
Loud Hoppy. Let's keep
Imagine
it in
you-
case we need it.
Imagine you
turn this
tromping
Minotaur
through.
into a Minotaur.
Imagine you go tromping through the forest invisible. You'd scare everybody out.
I only have 4 gold pieces, so I can't buy anything.
I think I already took all her debtor's healing potions. Does she have more of them?
She can make up to 2 more. She can make 2. Well, actually, I guess that was 3 days ago. She could. Wow, I don't know why I'm stuttering. She could make up to 2 per day, and since I think it's been 3 days since you were here last, you could have as many as 6 if you wanted them. I'm not saying that you want them, just.
Yeah. Those work really well for me because of the Ring of Regeneration. I used up most of mine in the arena. Do we want to grab a couple extras? Because the downside. So I don't have any gold. I have 9 gold, so it'd have to come out of the bank. But the downside of the debtor's healing potion is I take the damage after an hour, but after an hour I've received 6d6 of healing anyway. So
Yeah, I'm fine if you want to buy 2 more.
okay, so I'll take 2.
150 gold out of the group pot.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know which color of the monies she puts that in? Because we got all kinds of monies in her bag.
Probably the one that's the biggest number.
I think
Okay.
the platinum pieces is where she puts the group pot usually, but I don't
Okay.
know.
I
Yeah,
can't
I'm just
imagine
gonna
she's got
put-
more than a couple hundred on her own personal.
Yeah.
You're getting 2 of the debtors' healing potions.
Yeah. So,
150.
spent 150 on debtors potions for Hoppy. That way, we can save the more expensive potions for you guys, and Hoppy can just do his thing.
Yeah, just so you guys know, I already subtracted it from the group pot. So
Perfect. All right, so
Jala is grateful for the patronage.
explaining the situation to her that Cyril has concerns with leaving the cart, so we wouldn't be able to assist her until we returned, but that we do need to make haste through the village so that we can see where the cart came from before sunrise. So she will need to join us in making the argument with Cyril that the cart can stay.
He also has concerns that trying to draw in the middle of the night might be challenging, and asks if it would be acceptable that she start at first light.
Provided the cart can stay here so that the bodies don't disappear, I'm fine with that. My biggest concern is losing the opportunity to capture these poor souls. That's a lot of people to just go missing.
Cyril asks if there's any way they could contact you in an emergency should the cart of, 2,700 pounds of, or 2.5 tons of flesh attract something large enough to want to eat that. They could call you for help, because that puts them in a tight spot.
Do we have sending stones?
no, because they're with our the ship.
We need to get some. We need to get some fireworks.
I mean,
Do they have sending stones?
wait, doesn't Renan have a way to contact you? Or no?
They exchange
me.
meaningful glances.
Yeah, they do.
I don't think
Okay.
that works over a long distance, though.
Yeah, I
Cyril's
don't have anything.
just concerned about. He asks if there's any person or persons you could leave behind to help watch the cadaver pile.
When we leave Renan?
No, I don't. I don't want to split the party this close to sunrise. Is there... Assuming that this guy knows that location, dark or light, is there a possibility that we just stay here and protect the village tonight for the last 2 hours and then try to get this dingus to tell us where the bodies originated from once it's light?
Cyril is much happier with that plan.
I don't.
He's happy that they stay here all night or all day, because nothing comes during the day.
Is
He's
there a
only
reason
visible
you
at
guys
night.
can think that we have to go out right away?
Just makes the trail go cold the longer we wait.
Yeah.
So, but no, we can wait.
More likelihood that something's gonna change in the forest, but I'm okay with waiting.
Can Amon send Mike? Because Mike can fly and scout things and see if he can pick up the trail. And come back
here
and
we go.
communicate that to him.
Or we keep Mike here while we go do our thing. And as issues comes, Mike comes and calls us.
Ooh, we could summon Moto because he would be better at protecting. But sure.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be able to get to us fast, though. That's all.
He definitely would.
Whereas Mike could.
It's only an hour, so just keep that in mind.
Oh.
Well, it's
okay,
2
so
hours
it wouldn't work
until
anyway.
sunrise.
I summoned the sacred guardian of the river, Moto.
I like
you
to
need him, you
move
need speak only the command word of "I like 'em big, I like 'em chunky."
Yeah. Okay. Well, we
Guess we're
don't.
staying
But
then.
it doesn't matter if the trail is cold because we've got the guy with us that
True.
made the trail.
Does he have a mark of rank in the city?
He does not. He doesn't seem to be wearing anything of like identifying significance.
I bet that's on purpose.
Is he awake?
No, he's knocked out.
unconscious.
I punched him good.
Well, at some point he has to wake back up, and then I can punch him unconscious.
We're calling dibs.
But
See, we
by
didn't
the end
want
of
to kill him.
by the end of tonight, he will not have teeth.
If you need to speak with him, anybody can make a medicine check to rouse an unconscious person.
No, I was just gonna punch him back to sleep.
Copy that.
Alright,
He
so let's
remains out.
go ahead and get some rest, so then we can get going. Because I know the town folk are tired since we woke them up.
Yep.
Are we doing a short rest?
Short rest. We need somebody to keep watch in case they do wake up, or the monsters do come.
Did we not get a long rest yesterday?
We did not
We didn't.
because
It
we
was
didn't get
interrupted.
uninterrupted sleep.
Got it. Okay.
I really need a long rest, but that will have to wait.
I do too.
I've got to use some hit dice to get myself back up. Oh, damn it. Can I have my character thing back? I don't remember what my hit points were at.
I don't know what you mean by character.
I like
change.
doing the plus and minus on the health screen instead of having to
Oh,
manually.
here. Like moving back to your token.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Is that better?
Yeah.
The character sheet, you should still be able to do plus.
No,
Oh.
I tried the plus and it just changed my hit points to plus.
Oh.
That's not what I was after.
I was nonplussed.
Alright. Thanks.
Any chance we could do a long rest, and leave after, because I'm out of rages, so.
I'm out of all of my resources too, but that puts us at,
Yeah.
mid morning, like noon, midday.
Yeah. Which,
Unless we
I
get
mean-
interrupted again, because we got corpses here.
Right.
yeah, I just think that it would be better for all of us if we waited and if we took a long
If
rest.
we're gonna fight something.
Yeah. So another thing that we didn't even consider is we've got that tower. We could move the bodies into the tower and rest outside of town, and that would keep the town from getting attacked.
I'm insulted. I gave you a really cool extra dimensional castle and told you could furnish it however you want, and the first thing we're gonna put in it is 20 corpses.
No, that is not true. It's holding a bunch of scales at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just taking that away. Sometimes you think a BB gun is a good Christmas present, and then sometimes you're wrong.
Sometimes you shoot your eye out.
I don't hate that idea, but that is going to draw attention because it's so large to this village, and if this village has existed kind of unknown,
On DL.
I don't know that we want to have a hundreds of stories tower.
In terms of the Oasis knowing here, it's kind of like an open secret. I think the Oasis knows it's here, they just don't care about it. And if you're talking with Cyril about this plan, his interpretation is it's unlikely to matter. His concern was that it would attract predators to smell. Just a large monolithic structure in the middle of the jungle, believe it or not, here is not that rare.
Oh, all right. Then sure, let's do it.
There's all
And
that
I mean, we
weird
can
and random things
move.
that show up in the Oasis.
We can move outside of town. Yeah, we could even move back to the graveyard if we really wanted to.
I don't want to move
But-
into the graveyard because remember, it destroys everything in its giant footprint, so I don't want to
Mhm.
destroy a sacred area.
Yeah.
The rest of it I'm fine with.
We have to preserve these corpses because of the sanctity of the dead. Destroys 40 tombstones.
Well, and the trees that are planted with them, right? Like those trees are the spirits of the Koatoan dead.
Gosh,
So
where did this
I
mud
don't-
come from? Oh, that's actually dead goo.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Is there any way that we can do like a inventory for the obelisk? Is there
Yeah.
a way that we can make like a character sheet for it so we could add inventory into it?
Right now, I have items stored in the obelisk: 2 sandworm dorsal plates and 8 human-sized J teeth. I don't know if we have more
Okay.
stuff in there, but I do have an obelisk on my bio page for allies and
Okay.
organizations. I'm using that section for it.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure we had a list.
Let's maybe not leave the corpses in there, but
Yep.
certainly once the sun comes up, the artist can come over to the obelisk and come in and do her work.
Do you guys see the character sheet, the obelisk now? Could be able to put notes in there somewhere.
Yes.
Where's
It's
it
not
at?
under
There
the
it is.
characters. It's just at the top.
Yeah.
The
Edit
characters now.
it? Oh.
Everybody should have access to it.
Okay.
Now it
character
disappeared.
sheet. We'll have to put
Oh, there
it
it is.
in
I see it.
I put it in characters tab.
bio, bio and info.
Can you edit that?
Yes.
An obelisk. Boom. Sorry.
I will add the other inventory. Okay. Now you should be able to see it under bio and info.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's set up camp outside of the village in our obelisk where we can wheel the cart in and secure it.
Sounds good to me. And then we can take a whole long rest.
Sure. Do we still need to have a watch?
I mean, that's up to you guys. I find it's never not prudent, but you're also not in like a high risk area.
Can we do one of our summoned things to be the watch outside or from a window within the obelisk so that
What's that?
because I'm in the same boat as Hoppy. I have no defensive skills left.
You can cast the alarm spell, which has the verbal components from the window to the wall.
Nice. Done. Let's do it. All right. Long rest it up.
All right, go ahead and activate your long rest regaining button thingies. I do need to speak with Caleb privately for a moment, as Amon has a unique experience that you don't get to have because he paid for D&D Premium.
Nice.
Ooh.
Suckers.
If you're doing that, I'm gonna go use the restroom really quick. I'll be right back.
I don't think he heard you.
Amon, is it easier to drop down, or should I just speak generically? You can see the change, yes? This has happened to you twice before. The third time is happening. What's written there is posed to you, as it has the 2 times previous to this.
Are
If
we supposed to be in private?
I wasn't sure if Caleb could reach the computer to move, so if you guys just take your ears off, that'd be helpful.
Okay.
Yeah,
here's someone
I'll
else.
be back in a
I
few.
can. I can jump over to
That's fine.
private
They're gonna take
pretty
yours off.
easily.
So just like it has in the past, a small swirling energy sort of issues forth just barely out of the lantern, and whispers that to you before. You've experienced, I think, twice already, with each successfully answered riddle removing one of the gemstones around the lantern that locks it. This would be the final gemstone. It whispers to you what's written down there in text. If you want to answer it, great. If you want to think about it, great. If you would like to do nothing with that for now, that's also great.
I think I'm gonna have to come back to this.
Okay.
There's a very angry, sick child
Yes.
on my lap. So
No worries.
If you could just message it to me so I can read it, then I'll just answer it when I get a chance.
Sounds good. Then once they get back, we will just do like normal forest stuff and move on.
Cool. Thanks.
Turn off the living room TV.
I was just
Thanks,
typing.
everybody.
I was just typing. Hey, so let us know this way, I guess. 'Cause I don't know when to
Yeah.
come back on.
Because we normally take a bio break around this time anyway, let's take our 5-minute
Sounds
restroom
good.
break and then be right back at it.
Sounds like good.
Sorry, I missed. Are we back?
Yes, I believe so.
Hey, Meg, how are you?
Good, how are you? They had Clearly Canadians at Costco, so I bought them.
Uh-huh.
And I haven't had one in literal years, and I'm so excited. So I'm going to have my first one.
Ooh.
First one in years. They remind me of
Well.
LaSalle.
This sinus thing is super gross. I've had been buying distilled water because you have to flush your sinuses, and so I've had 2 gallons up my nose so far since I had
That is terrible.
That just
Why?
sounds awful.
But the funny thing is, like, everything tastes different. Like, I haven't been, like, forever I loved IPAs, and now they taste awful.
They've always tasted awful.
It's just that you can actually taste things now.
Yeah, well, it's changed the way I taste it. I have no spice tolerance anymore. Like, we went to Indian food, and I got it my normal spicy, and I can't eat it.
You probably used to have to order it that way so that you could taste it.
Yeah.
Because
So
not being able to smell would have severely messed up the way you experience food.
Perceive those. Yeah.
Interesting. So it's like a whole new world for you to get to explore. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
the smell
and
of fresh baked bread just.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm experiencing a whole lot of new stuff recently.
That's kind of fun.
So yeah.
I don't know. I'd want to experience shooting water up my nose.
Oh, I definitely would not want that.
It's awful.
But the opportunity to discover new foods, like taste things the way you've never tasted them before, that's got to be kind of neat.
Yeah.
Make the old new again. Yeah, I can see that.
Cool.
Anyway.
All right. Long rest.
All right, John.
Done.
Rest. O'clock.
Are you guys seeing me? Because I'm having issues where I don't see you guys.
Nope.
Yeah, the cameras.
I can see Marco and Caleb. I can't see you or John.
My camera is not on presently because this is what it looks like.
You have 2 cameras.
Oh, I see your keyboard.
The other one not connected?
Ooh. Hey.
If you guys ever want to play Magic the Gathering, we got our setups now for virtual Magic the Gathering, and it actually works really well on Spell Table.
Oh, cool.
We've been doing
have
Friday
time
Night
today
Magic.
to plug in my backup camera, so all you have is the new cam that's down for MTG stuff, but I figured
the nude cam?
Interesting. Well, I bought this one so I could take things in a new direction.
Gotcha. Horizontal.
The Wang cam.
John's OnlyFans.
Dessert themed porno site called OnlyFans.
There you go.
All right. So we pick up where we were, waking just outside the refuge inside of your massive obelisk structure that has, compressed the earth with 20 tons of stone.
Speaking of giant wings.
We say the morning finds you well rested, but it's afternoon. Well, like exactly noon. The sun is high in the midday sky. You are met by not an eager, but a willing Jala who's prepared to paint your French girls today. She's got her, artist's easel, a number of brushes and charcoals, and she even brought a chisel and some clay. She's just not sure how she's going to be able to capture their likenesses effectively or even in totality, so she's got the tools an artist needs to try to attempt that. If you want to unload your corpses here, she's ready to go, and she's brought a friend to help.
Yes,
Okay.
we will unload them outside the obelisk, though. We will not sully our floor inside the obelisk.
Yeah, that's already been done.
Just because we didn't specifically state it, when what's his name? Jollibee? Jojobi? Galilip. When we trussed him up, we kept him gagged. We bound him to the off the ground to the
Immovable
um,
rod.
immovable rod, so he wasn't able to move very much.
I like
He
it.
woke up in the middle of the night and tried to sell you on the idea that the only way to keep him from casting was to keep his mouth busy all night.
Ugh. Ew.
Not sure what to do with
Yeah.
that. You just punched him again.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much my plan for him.
Frog person, weirdo. So yeah, you get the corpses unloaded from the obelisk. You get Jala to work on her trying to recreate their likenesses. She does seem to have some talent, so it might actually kind of work. Not an altogether horrible idea. What else do you guys want to do with today? There was talk about trying to convince
Galilip to talk more.
Galilip to take you back to the Gumdrop Forest where he is the Emperor. Or go back to the Oasis. You guys tell me what you want to do.
I say we go to see where they pick up these bodies by backtracking. Actually, we should check up on the slaves. Do they remember anything new? Like, did the spell wear off
Oh yeah.
before we head on out?
That's a really
Do you
great
want to
insight.
try and
Having-
dispel it again?
No, I just want to see if it happened to wear off, because some spells like that you do need to keep refreshing them.
Having woken in the refuge from a night of long and restful sleep, they no longer have the clouded storm effect as you peer into their eyes. Their memories have not yet fully returned, but they can all very accurately pinpoint a gap in their memories, some starting early morning yesterday, some as late as 2 or 3 in the afternoon yesterday, but then they all experience the same amount of lost time for a while where they can't remember what they did or didn't do, but they have their all shared collective first memories is stepping out from what seems to be like a natural cavernous orifice, a large rocky outcropping, semicircular in shape, into the jungle at night, pushing this cart full of corpses. Beyond that, they can't remember yet any farther back, although having woken with this much memory, they do feel like incrementally over time, more of it's likely to return.
Yeah, I say we ask if any of them would be willing to come with us to identify the cave if we come upon it.
Most of them are cowards, but the youngest one, who Oni originally freed, is willing to do his best to show you what he remembers.
Rena's going to ask him his name, since, she likes little
She
boys
would definitely
sometimes.
want to know what his name is.
It's Lam, Lamb.
Lamb. Would you be a lamb? I love it.
Does
He's leading us to slaughter. This is great. Let's go.
Does Lamb have a weapon?
He's a slave. Of course he doesn't.
I mean, he hasn't found one since you brought him here, no.
I have a hand axe I can give him.
Don't trust him. He's going to kill it. No, sorry.
I also am carrying a second backpack, apparently. I have a Dungeoneer's pack and a backpack, so I'm going to give him a backpack with...
Rules violation, you can't wear 2 backpacks. It's the same slot.
Apparently I have a backpack inside my Dungeoneer's pack because they're right next to each other on my inventory. So I'm going to give him the backpack.
You have a Dungeoneer's fanny pack, madam.
I'm going to give him a backpack, 2 things of rations. Hold on, I have some supplies, so I'm going to get him set up.
1 ration of shit.
2 torches.
2 rations of shit.
So he'll have 2 torches, 2 rations, a backpack, and that hand axe. That seems good.
We should buy him some rope.
And a water skin. How much will that cost from the local merchant?
Jala will give you them for your helping outfit him. Because the refuge provides, she's willing to help him.
Awesome. Okay.
That's so kind.
Mhm.
All right. So, onward!
Food, water, torches, axe in hand, backpack on back. His backpack's got jets.
Um, are we taking Galilip? Oh,
No,
did you
no.
look at Galilip's book by any chance?
I have not yet. No.
Okay.
That'll probably be when we get time again, because we were tired last night, so I went right to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a book of stick figure caricatures engaged in grossly hypersexualized forms.
No. I tell nobody.
The Galilip Sutra.
Yep, the stick figures make it weird, but the axe make it gross.
Okay, so we're taking him with us because we're going to need to question him along the way. And we need to unsummon the obelisk and clear that space. So I'm assuming that we put Jala and her assistant and all of the bodies outside of the obelisk so that when it goes away, they are not still in it.
We should have asked them where they needed us to clear part of the jungle so they could build a new house.
Hypothetically, we did.
We're going to assume that that's what we did and that we put it in a strategic location that they were okay with.
You've now helped them build the basement for their first ever multi-rise building.
Perfect.
No.
That's where they're putting in the pool.
You can walk, based on your own personal memories, pretty close back to at least the fork in the road where you first saw the humanoid shadows that beckoned you forward in the direction north towards the gloomy area of the cemetery. In the daylight, it's not nearly so gloomy and terrible. From this point, you'll need help. I'd like a survival check from the party, whether that's everybody rolls and we take the average, or whether one of you supports Amon or Hoppy and they roll with advantage. You guys decide whichever. We've talked about.
Let's do everybody. There you go.
I get advantage on that because of Labyrinth and Recall.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
As per usual, Renan was the worst one.
Well, survival is only a 2.
So the average is 13. Throw out the too high, throw out the too low.
Yeah.
Let's take not that middle one. Let's actually take the average of 25, 24, 13, 13, and 11.
I think you're going to find that it's going to be pretty damn close. But you can add them together and divide by 5.
That would require math.
I can do it.
83 divided by 5.
I got it.
It's 86 divided by 5. 17.2.
Yep.
Does Draco have advantage?
No.
Oh, Renan.
No, Renan did.
Renan got it.
Yeah, but she had advantage turned on. I didn't realize it was turned on.
16.6.
Oh, okay.
No, it's it's 83, not 86.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 16.6
16.6.
is the proper average. That's 3 additional points plus some over 13. That's better in our favor.
Next time, let's just do give somebody a bonus, because that's always going to be better for us.
I was fine with giving you a bonus since your survival was higher, but I liked that Draco said we were rolling, so we all rolled.
It is fun to roll dice.
Yep.
It is. I like to roll dice. I gotta do it
Using
twice.
Our 2 Masters of the Wilderness's best ability to track your own footprints and just memory in daylight versus nighttime, visual-based navigation, you are able to get back to the graveyard. The burial area with the totems is still there. You left the dead creatures just bled out in the graveyard. Those remain. 1 or 2 uninterred corpses because we never put the bodies back in the holes that we dug out. That's still there and disheveled. And to the north of this graveyard is the area where the wagon first emerged. Going to that spot and looking forward, though, the jungle from this point forward seems to have reorganized in a classic procedurally generated reshuffle.
I was just wondering what the tabular roll button does.
That's
so
what
I'm
I did
sorry.
earlier too. Yeah, I did that earlier too. It was weird. It's new.
Okay.
It's a new thing.
Mm-hmm. We'll get there.
Okay.
I thought there was a world we were going to get there today, so I wanted to make sure the macro was ready and working, but...
Okay. Let's head down the path where the guys showed up.
Walking out of the graveyard to the edge of the path that exists before the jungle's overgrowth reclaims it, you're as far as you can safely say that they have for sure come this way without insight from Lamb or Gallylip. You'll need, good luck. Someone needs to help you here.
Let's ask Lamb. I trust him more than Gallylip.
He thinks that this area looks a little bit familiar, even with the jungle's overgrowth having, regrown over the path. He thinks if you head perfectly east of where we are right now, that for a while we should head towards the northern end of that river basin, and in one of the small foothills is where he thinks he remembers that cavern being, at least to his memory.
And did Gallylip have any reaction to that as he's telling us, or no?
He is not making eye contact with anybody, and he's silent, almost shiftily so.
I say we follow with what Lamb said, and then if we run into issues, then we take it out of Gallylip.
I think we should ask Gallylip for directions to the cave that we found,
We haven't found it
rather
yet.
forcefully. Well, no, the one that we're looking for.
Right.
We know that there is a cave, and we assume it's to the east. And I'm gonna stab a bitch if he tells us the wrong thing.
Okay. If you remove his gag, he tells you that the cave is to the east.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna put the gag back in.
Can we ask our wheeler woe, if he's telling the truth? Do we have any or ancestral guidance?
Yeah, I can do Wheeler Woe. But let's go east and see what we see before we do that.
Okay.
Because I think, if we find the cave, we can ask Wheeler Woe going into the cave. So I think that there's probably a little bit a better time to use it. Although we do have it twice a day, so maybe we do ask. What do you guys think?
I say we trust Lamb for now on this, because he did seem fairly confident.
Okay. You travel directly east, or your best version of directly east, for about an hour, and you do end up passing, so the northern edge just south of you, you can hear the large river that runs through this area that eventually cascades into the waterfall that feeds refuge. You're not far from where you killed the Baradin Drake at this point. In the lower portions of the foothills, he does find the outcropping of rock that he described as looking dark blue, and there is rocks that are that color. From this point, though, this is as far as Lamb's memory got. He remembers emerging from an area that looks just like this, and he's taken you basically to that area.
Okay.
There are several, there's multiple instances of large, overgrowth, rocky clumps. You'll have to narrow it down.
Okay, now it's interrogation time.
Oh.
Before we do that, do we want to look around, see if we can find it on our own?
Sure. We'll give into luck first. As I eye Gallylip, Just like, yeah, it's coming.
Yeah. So is that perception, survival?
Let's have it be perception, and because of the incredibly overgrown nature of the jungle's reshifting here, I'm going to have it be at disadvantage.
Okay.
Because any of the landmarks that might have been familiar will look differently after the regrowth.
And I shouldn't get Labyrinth and Recall because we don't know what we're looking for.
Yeah, you've not been here before.
Yeah.
Nice.
Disadvantage, you said?
Yes, please.
My perception is awful, so Oni is assuming she's not participating in this process.
Is assisting?
Yes, I will assist. My perception is a 1. I'm not very perceptive.
Oh, okay. So Rin should be amazing. Make sure it's at disadvantage. You have disadvantage. Wow.
Bruh.
Wow.
Thankfully, I think Hoppy has found it. Rummaging around not so gently, not so carefully, sometimes has its advantages. And as you uproot some underbrush, you do find a small glade that's open. It's about 10 feet wide and extends 30 feet into this stony outcropping that does have a semicircular archway. A deep cave lies beyond it.
Okay.
Or
you
okay,
can see
we
that
need we should ask if there's any traps that we gotta wait for with this guy. Like, is there something we need to be aware of when going into it, Mr. Galalip?
He, if you remove the gag, tells you it is not trapped.
Okay. I will
Do we
trust you
trust
for
him?
now. We do. We do. With Renan scoping out once we go in, because we'll have Renan kind of lead. Yeah, that's what we usually do.
Okay.
Right? Just to check
I
traps.
will go right in.
So you're going in front of Renan? Okay.
Did that work?
Yep.
Yep.
What does Lamb have to say about this? Does this look right for him?
It does look right, but he starts like he has a deep sense of unease bordering on fear about this cave. He can't rationalize why that is, but he can't also not feel it.
I mean, it makes sense though with all the tragedy he's had to go through to dealing with this dude.
Do we?
You're inside the cave. Those with dark vision can see that it is not
I'm gonna
terribly
take
deep.
out the blue light special.
One moment, please. That's very interesting. Sometimes I write stuff and there's unintended consequences of my world building, but I think it's fun, so I'm gonna just give it to y'all here. The the cave is not terribly wide. Its opening is just big enough to get that cart in and out of this particular room. The floor here has ruts in it from the heavy cart having been used at least several times.
We found the right one! Yay!
At the end of about 60 feet, though, the cave seems to end. However, there is a small inlet, I don't want to call it a grotto because in our world that is something completely different, but a small vestibule to the north of the cave as we're looking at the map now, where there is a man-made stone dais of some kind, made from, worked and polished stone. It has etched, carved runes on it in the Kuatoan tongue. There's also a small, damp pool of water, very shallow, like a puddle, towards the back of the cave. Hoppy, if you want to step into the cave, you said you were going in. I guess show me how far in you want to go.
I'll go here, but I've got blue light special giving me some light, and I'm looking for a thief sign.
The blue light special, your black light torch, causes the runes on the man-made altar, that stone dais in the northern corner there, to glow. Like the entire altar has this sort of purple hue to it, and if you were to get any closer, you can see that around it, like poised above it, is a completely circular plane of like reflective, sort of like reflective tape. Like if somebody made just a two-dimensional circle of reflective tape, it looks. You don't see it at all with your normal eyes rather, but when the black light reflects off of it, there's just this purple circle floating in space.
Oh, you know what it is?
No, I have no idea, but it looks cool.
Dude. Do we see that too from where we're at or no?
Yeah, anybody within
Okay.
30 feet of Hoppy and the light would see it.
Okay. So, to me, does it look like basically a portal? Basically, that's just where they dump the bodies. They get transported like
It
a
does
portal
look
there.
like an aperture, yep.
Yeah. So
At the
this
moment,
is
it's closed, but
we gotta try to get through this little portal, see where the other side is.
Okay, let's do it.
Rinen's gonna check for traps though, real quick, because she clearly don't trust homeboy there. So, what do I need to do for her traps?
cartwheels.
Okay, she cartwheels right on through. Yep.
Put her in the area that you want to detect. You want to search for traps. It's going to be perception to search for traps, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
only good for 4 squares, so like in a 10-yard radius.
Take care about here.
Okay.
And you said what was it? Perception?
Perception.
Advantage, disadvantage, or normal?
Normal.
Right? Okay.
I think I get
You get advantage with the black.
advantage on. I think I also get advantage against traps. Against effects of traps. Never mind.
Are you saying we should just send Hoppy running through?
I think we just did.
God, what's he doing? I don't know. He kept screaming, "I have advantage!" Brennan detects no traps. As she gently, carefully, delicately strides past Hoppy into the cave, you notice that Lamb starts shaking. He has his left and his right hand on either side of his head, and he just goes fetal and starts crying, screaming, "No, please! No, please! No, please! No, please!"
Draco goes and tries to, see what's causing his discomfort. Is it just like, does it seem more like a mental breakdown, or?
He seems hysterical, and he points over your shoulder, Draco, at this corner of the room, and just looks white as a ghost.
Hey, Oni, get ready. I think we need. we got something coming.
I'm gonna get the blue light special over there, just to see if I can see whatever he's concerned about.
I'm gonna grab him by the shoulders and force him to make eye contact with me and say, "What is coming?"
I don't know. This kid's having an issue.
He freaks out. You grab Draco and slap him so that he grabs the
No,
kid and
not
slaps
Draco.
him in the chain of airplane. As Hoppy walks over, there is a scintillating pattern of reflective light in that corner that wasn't there a moment ago. And as Hoppy carefully puts the torch closer into that corner to get a better look at it, Lamb says the word "death" in the Kuatoan tongue, which is familiar to you.
What does it sound like?
It sounds like a Gloop, 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 gloop.
Okay.
I'm just going to look at him again and say, not today.
Oh shit.
And unfortunately, these creatures very similar to the ones that you've encountered in the graveyard just appear in space there. They were either invisible or phased prior to this moment. The one in the middle looks larger and angrier and seems to be coated in some kind of thick, viscous slime, not present in the other two. Y'all know what time it is. Leroy!
That's right. Uh,
Bruh. Oni, get your initiative together.
Serious. Hey, if I have to have a low roll, I'd rather it be on initiative than on something that matters, so...
Did I do? I thought I did her. The Renan Psycho? Oh, it is. That's perception. Okay, hold on.
Who am I missing besides Renan?
That's it. Nobody. Yep. Hoppy, Oni,
I
Draco.
see what it did.
You only have one of the Otyugs, even though you rolled two of them.
I rolled twice for the boss and for the minions, and it just counted it as the same thing, so I will make a second token. There, that's better. Renan will be the first person to react as these massive tentacled creatures manifest or just become visible in the space of this cavern. Immediately, a sense of primordial fear washes over you, almost as if that sense of fear is being suggested to you.
She really doesn't like being out here by herself, away from Oni
I feel like
and
it's partly 'cause
all.
she likes to face tank. She likes to go out there and
Right? Yeah, she's just
mix it up in
totally.
melee.
If she didn't already
So
give
wh-
that potion of invisibility to Hoppy, she could just down it really quick and then
Nope. What she's gonna do
step back.
is she's gonna use her cape, her portal.
Oh, okay.
Dimension door.
Yeah, dimension door portal thing of her cape, and so she's gonna go whoop
I like it.
to whoop.
Glows
And-
deep lavender and creates a rectangular gateway behind her that she just steps backwards through, appearing behind Draco.
And is that her action, or can she shoot?
Ooh, I don't remember if that's a bonus or not. I have
Yeah.
to look at the item.
Sorry, if I knew, I wouldn't. I'd try not to bug you with it. What was it called? Uncanny dodge? No.
Oh yeah, it's your action. She's literally casting Dimension Door, so action.
Okay. All right, so that's her thing. She casts it, step out, and then door closes, whoop, and she's like, "Okay, Draco, you do it.
Draco,
Be my hero."
I'm
He's
sure
the
that's
best.
exactly what she says.
That's totally what she said.
we would date, except he won't have me.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Turn her down every time.
Your turn. To Dungeons and Dragons, a game of make believe.
All right. Me,
Yep.
Yes, please.
I'm going to rage and I'm going to run at this guy, assuming that Renan can handle the other two. And I am going to rage and I'm going to click all the buttons. I'm going to beat him within an inch of his life. At least that's how it's going to work in my brain.
That seems very aggressive.
I'm not exactly a hawker. And then shoot. 16 hit.
16 misses.
19 hit.
19 hits.
Okay, and Horns doesn't get the Great Weapon Mastery, but I get to do it anyway.
I got a question for you, John.
Guessing a
With-
13 misses.
With them doing the fear thing, radiating out, are we doing advantage or disadvantage for these?
It's more. I was just trying to narratively convey an
Gotcha.
archery sensation.
Gotcha. The atmosphere, you're setting the atmosphere for it all. Oh, the portal disappeared.
Oh, sorry, I deleted it.
Yeah.
Figured we make it visible since Hoppy's torch can kind of see it.
Gotcha. I just didn't know if that's what let them hear. It's going to just come and go, come and go. They're like, oh no.
It's not like that. I was gonna not use it because I thought it might look like it's active. It's not presently turned on. Think of it as a closed door rather than an open door. But you do know there's a door there.
Copy.
Draco, it's your turn now.
Draco is going to cast Little Dude because it's been a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So Little Dude going to pop up. I gotta pull him up right here right now. He's gonna go right here in the middle, and then gonna cast Flame Seed, as he does.
20 hits.
And
Again,
it's this
big
guy.
one? Oh,
Yeah,
against the blue one.
this little blue one. And that's my turn now.
Well, now it's my turn.
Oh. Ah, shit!
Red
I
one
should
will
have
attack Draco.
I should have moved. I should have.
Should have moved.
I should have moved. Oh, shit.
Oh, the 8 and the 9 miss, but I think the 17 hits.
17 hits.
You take 14 points of piercing damage, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah!
Hey! Oh, good. Oni, it will attempt the same thing at you.
Yep.
It speaks to you in your mind the way that you heard your friends describe it from the previous engagement of creatures like this. It bears its suction cup-like tentacles at you,
Okay.
and calls you food as though it were your given name, not as an insulting way, but simply that it has named you food and intends to eat you thusly.
Okay.
Not like that, you're not.
No, but that one gets through.
6
Mhm.
points of damage, and you are grappled.
It's gonna rue the day that it grappled me.
Ruage, I say.
Mm-hmm.
It is a monster. You look like a man.
Okay.
You look like a man.
Red. Ooh.
Nice.
Noise.
Those both hit. Get Hunter's Mark on both of them.
Which one were you hitting?
Ridden.
Red.
Okay.
45 says. Your senses heighten and you become aware of threats around the battlefield. You are able to use the dodge action for free after making your attack.
Nice.
Nice.
Dodge this.
Any other movement or actions from Amon?
No.
Oni.
Bro, ow.
I am going to assume that Hoppy has his situation under control for the moment, and I'm not going to leave my friends to deal with these alone, so I'm going to attack the blue one, which has chosen to grapple me.
Miss.
Do I have to do it at disadvantage?
No.
Surprisingly, no. The 3 hits for 34.
That's my turn. Because that
Nothing
was
else
my
remaining?
bonus action.
Okay.
I'm just gonna growl at it and say, "You're not grappling me. I am grappling you," or something like that. Like you're not stuck here with, or I'm not stuck here with me. You're stuck here with me. You're stuck.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
this
my
is
God.
great.
Wow.
I'm
This is
not.
exciting.
You're not. I'm not stuck here with you. You're stuck here with me.
Good
There
job.
we
There you
go.
go.
There we
She
go.
got it.
What was your performance roll on that?
Not very good.
-1.
I
Did
definitely.
Rorschach had a learning disability.
That was a nat 1 in real life. You just watched that happen.
It was quite entertaining though.
Excuse me, Mist, you have a match? I got a match for you. My face in your ass.
Uh-huh.
Wait,
Wait, no, my
Uh-huh.
shit.
Pretty much.
no. My face in your ass. No, not my face in your ass. What is it? Oh shit. Yeah.
Happy, the largest, let's call him the Tuyog champion, squares off against you, and will attempt to multi-attack.
Come at me, bro.
Wow.
Well, I got one.
14 points of piercing. If you're raging, that's 7. And I need a con saving throw, please.
4. Con. Do I have... No, I don't have advantage on that.
I think this song's got like a didgeridoo in it.
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
You are not poisoned, thank goodness for Chef Boyardee. And we start round 2 with Renan, who has dimension doored all the way back to the beginning.
What is this firebolt that she has in here?
It's just a cantrip spell where she finger blasts. Oh, you can see my hand. I'm making a finger gun. A little bit of fire damage.
You've got the right camera.
She'll
That's
do that
true.
for yeah. She'll do that for red. So
I like the
Pew.
idea of being able to see
She
hand,
doesn't get sneak on that.
hand gesturing
Nice.
only from the DM.
dusting up his sleeves. Ooh.
Are we shooting the big one?
No,
Yeah, we're
red.
shooting the big
Red.
one.
It does hit red, and I see 13 points of fire.
Did she get to sneakity snack or no?
He does not on spells.
Okay,
Melee
know how
or
to-
ranged attacks,
gotcha.
but not spells.
And that's it. I believe.
Happy.
I'm gonna continue wailing on this guy, but based on his the difficulty I'm having hitting him, I'm gonna go ahead without Great Weapons Mastery, and attack.
I see 2 hits.
And I have a bonus action, but nothing to do.
Copy that. Draco, it sounds like it's your turn.
Okay, I will cast. Because I don't quite remember what these guys were weak to. So I'm gonna through little fire dude. I'm gonna cast poison spray on red. A con save of 17 for him, and he does not get it.
Take 13.
Yep. And then Fire Dude is going to do Flame Seed. Oh, wait, actually, hold on, before you do that, since Fire Dude is out, we got the enhanced bond thing where he gets a little extra damage, doesn't he?
I thought you did.
Whenever
Yeah,
you
I was-
cast a spell that deals fire damage, or okay, it doesn't do fire damage, so never mind. So flame seed now to the same red for 4. Yeah, and then am I engaged in him? Like if I step back,
Yeah, he's threatening you.
he gonna get me. Okay. I guess I'm gonna stand here and take it.
Excellent. On my turn, we'll start with Draco with a bite.
No, don't do it. You don't want to do it. You did it. Why would you do that?
The bite hits for 11 points of piercing, and I need a Constitution saving throw. Uh-oh, you are diseased.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So, well, the 11 minus 11.
Its suckers wrap around you, and as it rips out, you can feel like an intense warmth sort of flood your body. You get temporarily lightheaded.
Ooh, I
And
like
you
the
see-
warmth.
You see sort of like these a pink splotchy discoloration around the wound begin to spread down your arm and up into your shoulder and chest.
Quick question. How quickly does my purifying stone work on me? Like, is that like always on, or is that something I gotta cast on? I don't quite remember.
I have to refresh myself with its activation. 1 second. Anytime you want to take your action to cast
Okay.
Greater Restoration.
Okay, so gotcha.
Then the other. Oh, I have Tentacle still. I almost forgot.
Of course. Oh shit! Oh shit! Okay, well, one of the tentacles got me, and I need DC 13.
Nope, you're just grappled. That's
just-
if you want to escape on your turn. That's the DC 2. Try to break the grapple, but you just take 12 points of piercing and are grappled, or 6 of each bludgeoning and piercing. I don't think it matters for you, but
Minus 12. Ugh. Now the blue guy's turn.
yep. I get to. Only since you are already grappled, it's going to open with the tentacle slam.
Okay.
You need
Nice.
to make a Constitution save of 14, or take extra bludgeoning damage and be stunned. You are not stunned. You take half of 10, which is 5. And now it will attempt to bite you.
That works.
It hits for 14 points of piercing, and I need a Constitution saving throw against the disease. It's trying to infect you. No, you're too stout. Amon, these diseased, filth-ridden creatures are biting your friends. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna keep on shooting. Oh,
Oh, that's a rough cough.
he's had it for weeks.
Aw.
17 hit?
Red, the first one hits, the second one misses.
Below
Hunter's mark plus my other one because it's bonus action. Extra 1 damage. And because everyone else is taking the brunt of the tentacle porn, I'm just gonna stay back and watch.
That seems very
Okay.
safe.
Let's sit in the corner.
Oni, it's your turn.
It is my turn, and I'm going to, with a little bit of humility, not talk to the blue one, and I'm just gonna slash it.
Nice.
You wouldn't angry me when I like. Wait, you. Let's start with marking the 19 damage off. And then let's see a 91, which that's pretty good. Okay. You strike with debilitating force. Roll an additional set of damage dice above and beyond your normal critical roll, and the target suffers a permanent injury as chosen by the dungeon master. A permanent injury can be healed with extended rest. That part doesn't matter. You're gonna cut off one of his tentacles, or remove an eye, or cut off his lower jaw. Which of those effects sounds fun to you?
What is the
Cut a hangnail.
damage
Cut a
dice?
hangnail off.
You would roll another set of your d10.
Just 1d10?
Well, so it would. I think just click the golden blade damage again. I'm
Oh,
fine.
okay.
Just,
Okay. Sorry.
It's not supposed to be the ability score, but since that's just going to be easier. Another 14. Continue.
I want to slice off a tentacle.
Okay. It is so.
Or, ooh, lower jaw.
So what I was going to say is, like, what that would do is if you cut off his tentacle, I would say you're no longer grappled because you cut off the tentacle that was grappling you.
Perfect.
Or
Let's
if
do
you cut
that.
off his lower jaw, he can't bite you. I was going to, like, remove one of his advantages.
All right, let's do that.
Or if you do the eye, then he's at disadvantage.
No, I don't think he's going to live very much longer.
Okay.
I don't think so either.
You are no longer grappled by his tentacle.
Okay.
My goodness.
Show off.
That says... Oh, this is a critical miss. Sorry.
I nominate Oni for inspiration.
Your attack
After I
knocks the
clubbed
target
so
over.
bad,
It is knocked prone.
he's knocked prone.
Turns out you're much better at hitting than speaking. You've got the hoppy disease.
We're gonna say I was just trying to throw him off balance by thinking I didn't know what I was doing. So lower the expectations. Okay, do I get advantage on my third attack then?
You do, because he's prone. Yep.
All right.
Go for three. Go for three. Oh,
Mwah. But that should be a killing blow. I
Oh,
doubt
he
he's got
is
more than
dead,
15
dead.
hit
Yep.
points. Okay,
you should be able to move over and threaten Red too.
that's my plan. I'm gonna try to position myself in between that one and Draco so that Draco doesn't take any more hits.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
And that is my turn.
You can't see it, but it is.
Actually, no. You. No, never mind.
Hmm.
I was thinking you still had another turn on you.
Nope, that was her third hit.
Yeah. That was
Yeah,
my
but you did the extra swing. That's for the
She
14
doesn't
days.
have
Yeah.
great weapon.
And I didn't use my action surge.
Because Draco is grappled, I will tentacle slam him.
What the fuck?
Make a Constitution save, or take 10 points of damage and be stunned.
Okay, give me a second. Let's switch back over. Constitution saving. Oh goddamn!
You take 10 points of bludgeoning damage and are stunned, which means you basically skip your next turn. And Oni, I will attempt to bite you since you've bravely come in, and I have basically free lunch on the hook. I'll
Okay.
use my bite on you because.
Okay.
Oh, I miss. I think 15 misses.
Yep, sure does.
Now it
Not
is
me.
Draco's turn. Yeah. Turns out I should have just bit you.
Okay, Ren. She gonna get her short bow out, right? Should I do short bow? She got one of those. Yeah, there it is. And aiming at Red with 21 points of damage. Since she hasn't moved the whole time.
That seems good.
She only
She
does
would
that
get-
once, right?
She can
Yeah.
get advantage since you didn't move. Do you want to check a 20?
Nah, this 21's good. It is good. That's fine. I'll set advantage though for the next time.
Then it is Hoppy's turn.
Okay. Hoppy is going to do what Hoppy does best. Hit
Jeez.
shit till it dies.
I think you got the Oni disease.
Oh. But that's not enough damage. Oh, I rolled it. Well, I think I roll twice the critical, so let me roll one more 1d10. There we go. 27.
I hate this because you are already reckless, but number 4 on the critical hit table is the ability to toggle restless or reckless.
Okay.
Let me just look around and see if there's anything that's.
He's 3, not 4.
Oh, well, 2 to 5 is the same.
Okay.
That's fine. You haven't been rolling with advantage anyway, so let's just call it.
I do forget that a lot. All right.
I'm sorry. I try to remind you, but I'm just not in it today.
Take the rest of your turn. 27 hits for 16. And no bonus, right?
No bonus.
Draco, it is your turn.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I get one more attack because of Great Weapon Mastery.
Oh, here's the critical hit. Yep.
Yep. That's all I got.
Something exciting happens. You have wounded grievously, Hoppy, that it has a mental spasm. You can feel its rage creep into your own mind, and it's screaming profanities at you in a language you don't understand, but you get the gist.
Mm-hmm.
It reaches out, though, in a psychic fervor, trying to harm you, and you are overwhelmed by the onslaught of its psychic attack. I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Does it realize my intelligence sucks?
It may.
2?
You are going to take some psychic damage. You take 29 points of psychic damage, which is not halved. And I'll let you pick. You are going to lose, for the short term, we'll revisit this later, a skill and language proficiency.
Oh, you went real stupid.
So pick a skill and a language that you have proficiency in, and until I tell you otherwise, you no longer have proficiency in those two things.
Okay, so I
Common.
have Common and Minotaur, and I'm really like from an RP. Yeah, losing Common would be hilarious. So I think that's going to happen. Unless you think we should let the die decide. And how about intimidation?
That's perfect. I like Mark as a player. Those are good choices.
You extra dumb. You extra dumb now.
Mid sentence, Hoppy recoils from the psychic shock, calling for help and threatening to end its life, but mid speech diverts into a guttural, deep, sort of Germanic sounding language that is his native Minotaur. I think none of which you speak. None of you speak that language, so moo moo.
I'm close. Buxodon, but
and it is now Draco's turn.
Okay, Draco's, you said, was unconscious because he got knocked out,
Stunned,
but
yep.
Fire Dude's still able to work, right?
That's correct.
So Fire Dude is gonna Flame Seed. He pissed.
Is that against red?
Yep.
Almost
Yeah.
there.
And that's it.
Alright, now the biggin. I have advantage. I will try to bite Hoppy 3 times. I think that misses. Oh, that matches, right?
Oh,
Critical failure and then a critical hit.
nice. You lose a tooth. Ooh. But then another one grows in its place. What?
Ooh, interesting. I'm gonna take 15 points off of Hoppy 4 mark and make 2 Constitution saving throws. Both of which are solid. And I grant Mark advantage on the next attack he makes against me, and I have disarmed Hoppy.
You got no arms?
Bruh.
Bruh. One of its like tentacle-like tongue wraps around the haft of your Warglaive and just rips it out of your grasp, throwing it to the floor. And it is a monster.
Yoink! Alright, let's see if I can finish off this red boy. That ain't gonna do it. Damn!
Rutrow. Oh no! Missing what you thought was a critical blow causes you to panic. End your current turn, and you are surprised until the end of your next turn. Yeah, rough.
Huzzah.
Did he seriously just lose 2 turns?
Basically, yeah. That sucks. Oni, it's your turn.
Okay. I am going to first attack red with one of these. Oh, I still had advantage on. That's not right. 16 doesn't hit, right?
It doesn't hit the big one, it hits the small one.
Okay.
So if you're attacking red, you're good.
Yep, I am.
Okay, it takes 11. Oh no. It goes to 3.
Boo!
That does hit and kill it, though.
Excellent.
So that's upside.
Does it just drop me? Zonk.
All right.
Yep.
Before
Thankfully, not killing you.
before the end of my turn, I'm going to assess what's happening with Glop Glop and Lamb and see if they're like what their response is to the fight.
Lamb is still terrified and has like a deep-seated sort of like trauma victim fear of what's happening here.
Okay.
Galilip is excited. Like you can see eagerness in his eyes. Like either he suspected he was going to get reinforcements here in the cave, or knew this ambush was lying in wait for you here. This is clearly what he wanted.
Wipe that smile off your face before I feed you to this monster. Then I pass my turn.
Okay. It is Renan's turn. Start of round 4.
Yay. Renan is going to... How far is her bow? The bow range able to get Big Eye?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So she's going to go ahead and hit him.
I think a short bow was like 120 and 360.
does have advantage since she's yet to move.
That is a hit.
And she can only do like one move, right? So
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
okay.
Great when it crits, it's only average when it doesn't.
Right.
And it's
So
all
don't-
the eggs in one basket.
Doing pretty good though still. I got you, Hoppy.
It is Hoppy's turn.
I have a.
What was that?
I have a great sword since
What
I
was
don't
that?
have my.
I don't understand the words coming out of your mouth, Hoppy. Sorry.
This is all bullshit to me.
That should have been with advantage. I'm gonna check a crit really quick.
Yeah.
Okay, and then second one is that.
Also a hit.
And
It's
can I try and get my Warglaive back as a bonus action?
yes. I'm fine with that.
Okay, how do I do that? Is that athletics?
I think
Strength?
just picking it up. It's not trying to keep it from you, it just threw it out of your hands.
Okay,
Since you haven't moved and you still have a bonus, I'm fine saying you pick it up.
got it. Okay.
Draco, your turn. Hoppy's rearmed himself.
Am
fears
I
have been-
awake
I'm gonna-
now?
Yeah, your stun was only for one
Okay.
round.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop my greatsword and redo my Warglaive.
I send Fire Dude down a little bit further, and then have him cast. What was it?
Magic Stone.
Yeah, exactly. Scorching Ray.
Whenever they're low. Hit.
Plus, it's a since it is a fire spell, then I get my little bonus. The enhanced bonus, I roll a d8. So
If you want to finish rolling the attack, you can. You've killed it, but if you want to see like what the maximum damage output was going to be for the spell, since you've got 2 more rays plus bonus fire damage,
okay,
I think it's fun to roll and see.
it is.
2 hits. The 15 misses. That's not bad. Still on the lower side of average, I would think, for that spell.
And then the extra little fire damage that adds onto it.
Is that 28? That's not bad.
Yeah,
For a first
yeah.
level spell, that's not so bad. He is dead. And when he dies, he sort of crumples up like a spider, laying belly up, and all of his tentacles go rigid and curl into themselves. Or maybe like the Wicked Witch dying in Wizard of Oz, where the feet sort of curl up. Maybe that's a better.
Mm.
And its brain like begins to hemorrhage and leak this like thick yellow fluid out of its ears, and you can. All of you feel like it's death wail in your like mental inner voice. It's very off-putting.
It is.
I'm surprised.
You will
Sorry.
no doubt have to navigate Hoppy not being able to speak common for the short term. And is this a good place to stop? Because I don't want to get into
Yeah, it probably is.
stuff without Michelle, probably, and because we only got about 10 minutes.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we're good.
Is there
Okay,
anything
so-
you guys want to do bookkeeping wise before next session?
Yes.
Do you want to do healing?
Healing because you don't want my cauterizing flames, because whenever anything dies within 30 feet of either me or my fire dude, a little flame comes up and we can use that to heal.
Nice. I
Okay.
like that.
So there you
How
go.
much is that?
Done.
Take
You
a
need 10 plus 6. Or 5, rather. Sorry.
plus 4.
Oh,
My
it's do not
proficiency
count.
bonus.
I heard
That
a
was
lot of
wisdom
numbers.
My proficiency is 4.
2d10
But it's 2d20 plus wisdom.
4.
Oh, I thought it said proficiency bonus. Never mind. Yeah.
2d10 plus 5. But is that everybody or just one person?
The healing of damage equals 2d plus your wisdom. You can use this reaction a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus.
Oh, I see.
But
only once per dead thing.
Yeah, one.
Per one
So
person gets healed.
And we got 3 dead things.
Yeah, there were 2 dead things back by them and 1 dead thing up by me, so I figure I get 1.
I'm definitely getting 1. You guys better not take mine.
I'll allow it this time, but strictly speaking, it has to be used as your reaction during that turn. So when a creature dies, you have to use your reaction to do the healing.
Oh, okay.
That's what the last sentence says. I don't think it matters in this circumstance, but it's not like you were using your reaction for a bunch of other things. You could easily have done it.
Yeah, he didn't even use his last turn, so.
Wow.
Burn!
So Oni's healing herself for 21, Poppy for 23, and I think you have a third use if you want it for something else, either yourself or one of the other tanking
Plus
heavies.
17. I needed that.
Sweet.
Now we just have a portal to investigate when we come back next week.
Hey, I'm logging out of the game. How are we looking for next Sunday?
We'll be out of town, so I will not be here.